Welcome to First Things First. I'm Brooke Blett and my pronouns are she and her.
I'm Matty Mills, my pronouns are he and him, and before we get started, we'd like to acknowledge the custodians of the land on which we record. And for me today, it's the Gadigal
And
people.
for me.
Oh, you're sitting
leave.
right there opposite me. I didn't even notice you.
Today we are on Gadigal country and we're so happy to be here once again in the studio with you guys. Should we get into it?
We should get into it, but I'd also like to acknowledge the bacon and egg roll that I just had from Three Dots Cafe. Oh, phenomenal.
Amazing. Slay.
Let's get into it.
Oh my
Wow.
God. So this episode is post-ACRAs, baby.
Oh yeah, the Aboriginal Community Radio
No,
Awards. If you don't know.
Maddie, you got that wrong on the stage the first time.
Oh.
You need to look up your proper acronyms.
Well, look, I didn't know where I was. I thought we were at the Aboriginal Community
He
Radio
is
Awards.
Delusional. Actually, talking about delusional, we're going to
Mm.
talk about some ACRA's drama that we
Oh, yeah.
experienced, but also
Firsthand.
how fucking fun was the night?
Oh, it was just like, honestly, I've been to many awards nights in this industry, and I have to say that night went so well. For instance, the awards were finished at 10 p.m. on the dot. That
Yeah.
never happens.
You know what? Shout out to Lizzie, who's just
Lizzie
come on
Young.
at CRA, and
Yeah.
she slayed that night.
She slayed that night. The production team were amazing.
Your second time at the ACRAs.
Yes.
Last year you won Best Talent,
I did.
which we were very, very happy to, represent.
Yeah,
And
and
be like,
remind them multiple times last night that,
you
that
know
I'd
what?
won.
Remind them all day.
How many times did I have
every
to
day.
tell them?
Oi, 300
Oh,
times.
yeah,
but
I loved it.
do it again.
Yeah.
There's something about getting ready with you for an event that is just so, I don't know, sentimental,
I know, we did get
fun.
sentimental.
It's I've always wished that I had that, to do with a sibling or
Yeah.
someone, like a partner, get
Yes.
ready, it's like that whole thing of getting ready for a ball.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really get to experience when I was younger. Because normally if I go to events, it's by myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this was just so lovely.
I know. We
Like-
had such a good lead up, to the night as well. Like the energy was there. It was
It
good
was.
vibes from the start.
Yeah.
Until that bitch at the end.
Okay, Lou, let's...
Let's get into that a little bit later
Let's
on, so
get
hang
in.
on for that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
let me ask you, it was your first ACRA Awards. I know that when we
Yeah.
walked into the room and you saw how big this was at the rehearsal, you were like, whoa, this is a
I was
big
nervous.
moment.
My
So-
asshole literally shrunk.
I know. You,
Like,
were-
it,
you were
like-
clenching on
I
stage.
was clenching.
Yes. Your dress was sucked in. No, I'm kidding. That's disgusting.
I think we're still a bit on a high and a bit
Yeah.
delusional, so just bear with us,
Yeah,
guys.
but I mean, I was really proud to do it with you. I think that representing obviously our community, but just being ourselves on stage,
Yeah.
we were having our little banter moments, and I feel like we represented well. We did good.
Yeah, I mean, there was very little black fellas in the room. I
Mm.
feel like we were the only 2 plus Baker Boy who performed.
Yeah.
And maybe an odd few, but
Yeah.
I'm not too sure because I didn't know where they
I
were.
didn't see anyone.
I didn't see anyone. So, you know what? In those moments, you just got to be staunch, power on, and,
Yeah.
and just hold the space, hold
Yeah.
the room. And
So
we did.
your first time presenting,
Yeah.
in terms of at an award ceremony, what did you feel like was the highlight for you?
I mean, that part was the nerve-wracking part, to be fair.
And
Presenting.
right at the end.
Right at the end. I think, they could have actually timed it a little bit better. So, Lizzie, next year, don't put on us.
Hey,
put
grab your
us-
notepad, Lizzie.
Yeah.
We got some notes.
Don't put us on last. Put the music last. The music has to be last.
The last performance should really end the evening. So
Because
it's
then you
a
go into the after party and
celebration.
you're pumped.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
it was hard to get the room back after that moment, but Richard Wilkins stepped in. He introduced us at the start, and I think he did the best job he could. Everyone was on their feet dancing for the Screaming Jets. So it's at that point in the night, nobody wants to sit back down and listen. But, we did the best we could, and I think we did a really, really good job.
I think
really
so.
feel like we
had some good feedback.
Yeah, good feedback.
We haven't been fired.
We haven't been fired, even though I was a little bit rogue.
Yes.
I went rogue, guys. I went rogue.
No, when I tell you he went rogue, he went fucking rogue.
And you know what? I fucking enjoy it. I enjoy
I do,
going a bit
yeah.
rogue.
You know what? And I think you are so good at challenging the status quo.
Yeah.
The norms.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing. Maybe I'm a little bit more frigid.
Yeah, that is something that you're not, but yin and yang, babe. You're
We
the
are
calm
yin
to
and
my
yang,
storm, and
yes.
I think that we balance each other out so well, especially on that stage where you're saying, "Do not do the naughty jokes," and she's whispering in my ear while we're on stage. She's like, "Don't do the jokes," and I was
Yes.
like,
do you
"I'm
want to hear
doing
the joke, guys? I feel like we should pretend that we present it.
Okay, let's do the opening.
Okay,
All
so
right.
the opening is pretty much Maddie did an acknowledgement. He did
Yes.
a beautiful acknowledgement, by the way, and
Oh,
I think
thanks.
Nova should be absolutely proud of you for
Thank
that.
you.
And I
Yeah.
think the whole night,
Yeah.
to be fair, and I think that's sort of set the mood. So you spoke about the vote, it being a
Yes.
conflicting moment from last year, winning
Yeah.
an ACRA to
Yes.
the best talent,
Yep.
best new talent.
Yes.
And then getting a no vote, which kind of sucks because it's like, oh, well, you got an award for using your voice.
That's right.
But then Australia says, nah, fuck your voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
you talked about that a little
Yeah,
bit in
yeah.
a way. And I thought that was really beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Like,
Yeah.
I was like really proud, Like, I
Oh.
was like, that's my best friend.
Well, I felt really powerful up there, like in terms of like
Yes.
representing community. I felt like I've got these people, like their attention. I need to tell them what is on my heart when it comes to this industry. And I think the call to action was that we all should use our voice to elevate communities and people from communities that don't have the platforms and privilege that we have. So I think that was the call to action at the end of the acknowledgement, which I feel really proud to be able to stand up and say. But then introducing Baker Boy, I was like, this is like a highlight in my
Huge,
career
yeah.
because this person really personifies our culture, right? He's song and dance, like the epitome of First Nations culture when it comes to our storytelling. And I think like being able to introduce him was a major highlight for me. So being, sentimental in the acknowledgement, then to have a First Nations person just kick it off with that energy, like it was really a dream come true.
It really, honestly, like, I love Baker Boy. Like,
Yeah.
shout out to Baker Boy
Oh.
for, like, slaying that performance.
And
Because it
before-
was, like,
Yeah.
do you know, like, his actual, like, can we just give a little shout out to his, like, fucking new song? Because it is actually so lit.
Yeah.
Like, have you listened to it?
I have. I think
Like, that's how the night is
Yes.
starting, guys.
yeah.
Like,
And guess what he arrived in? If you weren't there, it wasn't televised, but I
Like, that is the
introduced
best.
Baker Boy and he's in a white G-Wagon.
a white G.
A white G-Wagon, like the screen goes up and he's in this white G-Wagon on stage. Like, how the fuck did they get a Mercedes G-Wagon on that
think
stage?
it's
I don't
actually
know.
his.
It probably is.
No, because his number plate's Baker Boy.
Wow. But before I went on stage, I went to that G-Wagon and I sat in it with him and I said, "You're taking me on. You're taking me on."
jealous.
But no, it was so deadly. I mean, it was a great way to kick off the night, and then to be able to present at the end with you,
Yes.
like
So,
that's
like,
a massive
let's-
moment.
Fast forward to that moment.
Mm.
We come on where I'm shitting my pants.
Yep.
We've done a little rehearsal. We've slayed it. We do have like an auto cue like teleprop thing,
Yeah.
but it's like very different. And I'm reading the awards. Maddie's reading the envelope.
Yeah,
But we have like a bit of banter at the start.
that's right.
So we've kind of pre-planned what we're going to say. Like
Yeah,
Maddie
we
had it in his
scripted it,
head.
you
Yeah,
know.
like he was like, "What we're going to say this," and we've changed it a few times throughout the night.
We
and
changed it 5 minutes before we went on, actually.
We actually did, and it was
because
very
we
scary.
wanted to include the moments of the evening. We wanted to be up to date with what people have brought out. Someone brought out a penis cake, and so we wanted
my
to
God.
include that.
The Acra's cake, the Acra's penis cake, killed
Jimmy and
me.
Nath, come
I
on.
know.
It was a wide girth cake. Like the shaft on that thing.
Let's go to the joke. So Maddie goes,
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ACRAs, the Aboriginal Community Radio Awards.
and I say, Maddie, wrong place.
Oh, that's right. Of course it is. Look how wide it is.
And I said, Maddie, you can't say that. Sorry, guys, he's very naughty.
And then she goes, "Oh, well, didn't you do so well in the acknowledgement?"
Yeah, I said, did you do the acknowledgement? Didn't you win Best Talent last year?
I did.
Yeah.
And speaking of acknowledgements, I have something to say. And everyone thought I was going to harp on about representation again, I'm sure. But
no.
I go, I would like to acknowledge, listen up, this is important. The Brooke Blurton looks incredible tonight.
And then I did a little twirl and I said, thank you. Oh my God, guys. And then I say, well, you know what? I wasn't going to win an ACRA tonight. So I was like, might as well fucking dress like one.
Well, at least you look like an ACRA, unlike Jimmy's cake. But if you did look like Jimmy's cake, maybe I would have been taking you home.
And I was like, stop being naughty, Maddie.
And you said you look like an ACRA, so does that mean that someone might be taking you home
And
tonight?
I said, wrong place again, Maddie. We're handing out ACRAs, not roses
Oh,
stuff.
it's not The Bachelorette.
Yes. And then we said, shall we get on with that?
And you know what? That comment about Brooke looking like an ACRA and maybe someone being able to take her home
It was a joke.
was a joke. And you know
No,
what?
it's like, I thought in these moments, like the ACRAs are not televised. And I
Yeah.
thought in this moment, it's kind of like a moment just to like let loose and just relax.
I
and just,
think we had a big yarn about that joke because we also wanted to show our personalities, show like a little bit of our cheeky side, and
we take the piss.
And we take the piss. And for someone to say that that joke was extremely misogynistic, in a weird way, I understand where she's coming from, but it's about context.
100%.
It's about context. It's
Yeah.
about you and I having dialogue around that joke and going, is that funny? And do you accept like?
And I am like the butt of the joke, but I actually accepted the being of the butt of the joke because I don't care. So we're at the after party and
Yeah.
we're just having a great time. We've enjoyed the night. It's been fucking fabulous.
Yeah.
And this woman comes up to Maddie, like literally beelines for him and
Yeah.
starts, like, not even like, hey, I'm like so-and-so, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Literally just starts kind of abusing you.
Yeah, well, she goes, I don't care that you're Aboriginal or gay. I think you're a misogynist.
And she says, you're contributing to the patriarchy. We're like, babe, you're clearly not getting it. We literally just told everyone that they're so white.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not, we're like calling that shit out.
Yeah,
But it's just
and we were playing into the Bachelorette. You know, we're playing into the fact that you were handing out acras, not roses, and if you know,
And then you get the last rose and then you take them home.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
So it's not like I was pimping my sis out on the stage because that's just
you know what? Pimp me out though. I'm
but
fucking
it
single.
that wasn't what I was doing, and I feel
No.
like we really thought about what we wanted to say, and we wanted to
I
be
thought
a
it was
little
funny.
bit
I thought it was great.
funny, but also show our personalities. Like, it's not the time to make ourselves smaller on that stage in front of that room, you know? That's what I said to you before we went out. I said, this isn't the time to shrink. I said, this is the time to be who we are.
Yeah, we were giving it each other. It was
Biggest
kind of
pep-
the cutest moment
Yeah.
ever. Like, if you...
I wish we had
you could,
BTS.
yeah, if you could video that moment of
Yeah.
us like hyping each other up in
Yeah.
that sense, like
Yeah.
you more hyping me up because I'm like shitting myself because
Yeah. I was trying to release you clenching your bum hole.
was trying to relax my nose. But like,
But-
it was just, it was a bit. Sometimes you just don't need to constantly be on and so PC, and especially in those moments, I get that they're huge moments to
Yeah.
like, you know, and like. Careers are not made in that room.
No.
Like, let's be honest. Like, we're all there just celebrating the people that make up our audio and digital and
Totally.
podcasting
Yeah.
and radio spaces. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
And
we're
this-
not
yeah.
there to be like, oh my God, this presentation is going to make my career. So I need to be like on and I need to like say the right thing. It's like, no.
I feel like
we
that
all
moment.
get it.
That moment for me, honestly, like the first moment was about a serious and sentimental value of acknowledging, you know, country,
Yeah,
and also
fun.
giving a bit of insight into the lack of diversity in the career, and call to action for the industry to change that. That was where I was serious.
Agreed.
When I came to be presenting the awards, but we were at the end of the night.
Exactly.
Nobody's listening to us have, you know, serious yarns up there by that point. So it's like, let's make people laugh. Let's have a good time. Let's keep the energy up. We're about to hit the after party. Like, we're the prees to the after party. Like, we got to bring the vibe. So
100%.
to me, it wasn't about like trying to get a career in that room. It was more about the fact that we're two First Nations people representing our community and having a good time.
Yes. And also, guys, that is not the only drama that happened that night.
Oh, okay. Where are we going with this?
Well, I reconnected with my ex.
I saw.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was good.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Stop. No, it was actually quite funny.
Yeah.
So guys, you know my ex Sam, he works in radio.
Mm.
We've not actually spoken or seen each other for like over a year.
Well,
and
when
a
you
half.
saw him, you beelined for him. I saw you. You were like, I need to go say hello.
Because I didn't want the night to be awkward. You know when you're at a like someone's there, you could just feel them like looking at you.
Yeah, he could feel you looking
I
at him.
could feel no, but the thing is,
joking.
the moment I got there and the moment I spotted him, I knew he saw me immediately, and he
Okay.
was trying to make himself invisible.
Okay.
And I don't want him to feel like that. I don't want anyone to feel like that.
Yeah.
Like if they see me and they're feeling awkward about it, like that's just a shit feeling. Or like
yeah.
anyone, like if I see someone, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be here because of that person. It's just it makes for a shit night.
Totally.
So I thought, fuck it. I'm in a really good place
break
in
the
my mind.
ice.
Break the ice. Beeline for him. Make him feel good. And like genuinely. But I just think, why not?
Yeah.
Like it's been over a year and a half, and I thought he would be. I knew what he would be like if I didn't do this. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like let's hope that we can both.
And you
have
know
a good
what?
time.
You both are good people. Like, Sam is a good guy.
He's a lovely
and
guy.
even seeing him, you know, at the Acras after party and reconnecting with him in terms of like just having a yarn with him, I can tell that he's a good guy. He's you know, he doesn't want to cause any harm. So I feel like you guys having your moment of closure is great. I love the fact that you guys reconnected. And then at one point you did say, Sam and I are going to continue this conversation in the hotel room. And I said,
Don't
What?
Don't even.
Okay, are we not sharing that? Oh, okay. So you guys didn't go back to the hotel room.
No.
Well, where did you go? You went and
No, we did, but like not that way, guys.
not that way. And I can testify to that because
Yes.
I came back. I had my own key and I came back unannounced. And
Yeah.
and they were just DMing.
We were like DNMing. It
Yeah.
was actually so nice. It was cathartic. It was a nice reconnection of moving into like a friendship.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing about, once you've been with someone and you're broken up, like I'm friends with most of my exes.
Yeah.
And you know this, like,
Yeah.
and you're probably the same a little bit. Like there's only very few that,
Yeah.
but it's like ended badly and it should end, but and
Yeah.
it's that
Yeah,
full
yeah.
stop. Like, no.
Totally.
But I never ever felt like that with Sam. Like
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to reconnect in time, but in a space where we both are like in a good headspace
Yeah.
type thing.
It seemed like you guys were friends,
I know.
Yeah.
And that's what we always were better at, being
Yeah.
good friends rather than boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I know that in my heart. But it was actually really sweet. So we got like snacks. Like I stopped off at like
Oh
the
my
little...
God, I was wondering where all those snacks came from. I came into the room and there was like literally a
I got
mountain.
like Doritos, I got
Chocolate.
Twisties, chocolate, salsa.
Dipping sauces. I was like, what? I came in, because my card was on the room, so I was like, this girl better not charge this to my card.
I promise you I did not.
No, she didn't.
But like,
but
it was
a mountain of fucking snacks. I was like, okay, you guys are in for the long haul. This D&M's going for hours.
It was just nice. We walked, got
Yeah.
snacks, talked.
Did you eat
drank
the snacks?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Drank champagne and
Yeah.
just like had the biggest
Yeah.
yarn, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
so nice.
And then what about when I come in and here I am playing like Oprah Winfrey moment, and I'm like,
Oh my
okay,
God.
guys, this is what I have. This is the advice I give to you in your future relationships. and
Oh,
I start
yeah.
like saying like what I think, and I'm like, okay, gotta go.
But you know what? It was actually a good heart to heart.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you've ever said or been that serious with me about things.
Mm. Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
actually like, oh,
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah.
It was
good.
like you're kind of like you're putting your foot down, but in a like
Well,
nice
I was
way.
trying to say to you that this is what I feel like is the advice of like a brother. You know,
Yes,
like
I agree.
If what I can see, like, and what you tell me, this is where I think that like you may need to like work on.
Yeah.
But it's just advice, and
And I
Yeah,
welcome feedback. And I
totally.
think that's what I thrive in is like
Yeah.
being told where I might not see the pattern or
Yeah.
the issue or
Yeah.
the problem. I might
Yeah.
be just like rose-colored glasses or
Yeah.
just skimming over, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it was actually nice.
yeah,
So it wasn't really drama, guys, but
No.
it was actually like nice. Because normally, like, you'd run into your ex, it'd be a little bit awkward. but
yeah.
It actually wasn't.
Well,
so.
while you were DMing with Sam, I was hitting the dance floor with the Nova team. So our producer Ricardo and I, we were drinking and having a great time and dancing, and we were like literally mosh pitting.
FOMO.
It was great. Like you had left, and we were still in that
My
area
feet
where
were
all the
so
Nova
sore.
mob were, and we were dancing like for hours. It was
So
great.
funny.
Yeah, it was so much fun. But then I also got tapped on the shoulder and got asked to leave. And
Why?
okay, this is like this. I got kicked out of the Acros after party.
Maddie got kicked out.
I
You
know.
got kicked out?
Yeah.
Were
And
they
so-
racist?
Well, you know what? Couldn't have been because the bouncer was black. But he tapped me on the shoulder and he goes, you come with me. He takes me outside and he points at these two people. I'm not going to name names here, but he points at these two people and said, they're your friends, aren't they? And I said, no, I don't know who they were. I did know who they were, but they weren't my friends. But he goes, you were in the same vicinity as these guys, so it's time to leave. And I said, what? I said, you've got this all wrong. And he goes, what table were you on? And I told him my table number, but I told him the wrong table number. By accident. So I told him, let's just say for an example, I told him a table 11. He goes, yep, I'm right. Table 11 have been kicked out. And I was like, oh my gosh, like why? And he goes, well, for this reason. And I go, oh, okay, well, that wasn't my table. I've obviously given you the wrong table number. Let me just have a think about this. Actually, I was table 13. I was really close to 11, but I was table 13. He goes, no, you weren't. I go, okay, I can show you my name. I pull out my ID. My ID doesn't match my name. So all of a sudden he's like, who is Matthew Webb? And I'm like, it's me, but my name is Maddie Mills. And then I had to Google myself so that he could verify who I was and that I was in the right party. And I was allowed to be there.
God.
Anyway, I talked this man down and I was like, basically like, I don't know these guys. I wasn't on that table. You've got the wrong person, bro. he gave me like a warning, and he goes, "Well, this is your warning. You can go back in." I go back in, and it's like it was just hovering, like waiting for me to do something like illegal. Anyway, I didn't. And so I had a great night after that. But I literally got kicked out and then was allowed back in for no apparent reason. I didn't know the people who were doing the things that he was like kicking them out for. So I don't know. It was an interesting one, but you know what? At least I got back in.
Weird.
I had to
Yeah.
obviously verify my name via Google, but
Imagine
interesting.
that, having to Google yourself
Yeah.
and show that you're...
Because my name and my ID don't match, and that's a good thing. If you ever get in trouble with the law, ain't nobody going to track you down.
Maddie is so funny. Like when, I don't know, you have
Mm.
this like such a buzz about you when these things are happening. Not like these
The controversial
security-
Call the
no.
paps.
No, like I guess it's like awards nights
Yeah.
and things
I
like
love it.
that. Yeah,
You know what?
thrive in it.
It's really like where I find so much joy.
Yeah.
You know, like in that. And entertainment for me, it has been the biggest inspiration in my life. You know, entertainment for me is a world of escape. But also like
Yeah.
has always been the thing that I want to be a part of. So also just to be sitting there at the Nova table with like Smallsy and you know all the talent that you know Kate Ritchie sitting and Fitzy and Whipper sitting
Literally
next to her.
behind you. Yeah.
So it's like it's just like it's so crazy to be at the same table as these people because I've listened to them my whole life. I remember Kate Ritchie on Home and Away, you know. So
Yeah.
to have those people next to us, I think is just I don't know testament to our journey in the media and being able to you know create this path for ourselves. And yeah, I was really thrilled with how the night went and I got home at a decent hour. I even went to another after party. I left the party, went over to Double Bay and danced in like this club for like an hour and a half, and then I went home
Yeah, with your man.
with my man. Yeah, he was the after afters.
Cute.
He was the
Well,
kick-ons.
That's pretty much the night, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Was there anything else?
I mean, we looked pretty incredible on the red carpet. Let's talk about our red carpet look. Like, we definitely spoke about this. We, you know, got the gag from your dress, which was a beautiful silver dress.
Yeah, I literally look like a disco ball.
But you know
But
what?
this
You-
is so
Yeah,
weird.
you looked amazing.
Yeah, but see, I think that is probably not my most favorite look. Like
Everyone was saying that you looked the best
the
you've
best
looked.
I've ever looked, and I'm
Yeah.
like, guys, what have I looked like before?
No, but I think last night, just everything was perfect. It was really beautiful.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Like, I think you just really stood out.
Like I just got so many nice comments.
Yeah.
And people from the industry, like
Yeah.
that, you know, I idolize or I like look up to, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I've known them for a very long time.
yeah.
And just hearing their like just nice comment
Yeah.
is like
I
sweet.
felt
Yeah.
like we looked hot.
We 100%.
Like I felt
did.
hot, you know, when
If
you
there was
feel
best
it.
dress, I think we would have won.
Well, we're on the best dress list. Did you not see it?
Oh my god, Daily
Yeah.
Mail.
No, it's Nine Honey. They put out a best dress list. And I think it was top 20, and we were both on there. So we did good.
Wow.
We did good.
Wow, we actually really slayed.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I feel like we definitely achieved what we wanted to on that night.
Yeah,
Looked
I
hot
went in
and
with
did
very
well.
little expectations, guys. Like, I don't know. These things kind of do give me a little bit of anxiety. Everyone thinks
Mm.
that I'm so confident and that I will just rock up and just like, you know, like do the thing, which I do, but,
Yeah,
in,
but
they
you-
don't
yeah.
know how much. Like, I'm like a little duck on water.
Yeah.
Like, my legs and my mind are like going like 100 million miles an
Mm.
hour, but I like try to stay calm and poised and
Yeah.
like, you know, do what I can. But my anxiety is always through the roof. But this time around, I was like, I have nothing to prove or lose
Yeah.
in this situation.
Yeah.
Just show up.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, like I was like, okay.
And this was your first awards, like
yeah, maybe it's
big
just
awards.
like
Like, you
me
did so
getting more
well.
comfortable in the industry and
Yeah.
like knowing my place.
Mm.
Like I had a really deep conversation with Cam and Whipper.
Yep.
Oh my God, Maddie made this joke and it was so hilarious. So throughout the night, Whipper made a joke at me that I had some sort of secret.
He said,
And then-
"Oh, and we know about secrets, don't we, Brooke?" While he was doing his presenting
I was
halfway through
like,
the night, we're like, "What was that
what
about?"
the fuck? Anyways,
So at the
okay,
end-
well, yeah. So Maddie goes, Whipper, we know that, you know, you said something about Brooke's big secret, but don't forget how you got the name Whipper. And he goes, oh, which? And I was like, oh my
I was
God.
like, let's not let out the secret of where you got your nickname, Whipper.
Yeah, it was so
Oh,
funny.
silly.
Anyways, but he
Yeah,
and
silly,
Cam,
silly.
like, not saying like I see them as like dads.
Yeah.
But they are like male,
Mm.
figures and older. And I think, like they're great in the industry.
They're so supportive too. They're really supportive.
Yeah,
Like when we
and-
were on stage, I don't know if you saw, but Whipper was sitting at his table was constantly giving us like our flowers. Like he was going like, this is going like, you're doing good.
Oh, I
you
didn't.
probably didn't see him, but he was sitting
Ah.
down there and we were making eye contact and he was like thumbs up, like basically saying like you're doing well, you know?
Wow.
So
Yeah, and then afterwards, he was like, I was telling him how much I have like imposter syndrome, and
Yeah.
he was like, why?
Yeah.
Like he was like genuinely concerned, being like, why?
Yeah.
I was like, well, Whipper, I haven't been here for very long.
Yeah. But you know what? Having a team like the Nova team
Oh,
be
amazing.
there, like
We also
Also
slayed so many awards. We won so
yes.
many.
And also Nova, like staff, like the people who are like behind the scenes, very cool. Like I had the best time with them. Like I felt like the dancing and we were a vibe. I don't know what the other networks are like, but I feel like they don't even come close. Like we are the chief vibe officer of the industry when it comes to like the
I
vibes.
agree.
100%.
I agree. On that, we do have to leave.
Yeah. We've been kicked out. Security's tapped me on the shoulder, guys. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
All right.
No.
Well, what an incredible night. Thanks so much, sis, for doing it with me. It was
Thank
so much
you,
fun.
Maddie. Next year, we'll get an award.
Let's do it.
We will.
Okay.
Manifesting.
Manifesting. Done. I'm gonna get onto manifesting.
I don't know
that
which
too.
one, but we'll make our own. But yeah, such a great night, such a good opportunity. Thank you, Nova, for this. We love our podcast. We love you guys who listen to us. Thank you for supporting us on this crazy journey. But yeah, that's all we have time for today. So if you love us, give us some love
Yeah.
on our socials. My handle's at Brooke.Blurton. Maddie's is at It's Maddie Mills. Even if you want to check out our other podcasts at Nova Podcast Official.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to our team, Ricardo and Rachel.
Yeah. Big shout out to our team.
And Rachel Corbett as well, who is head of podcasts.
Yeah.
And that's all we have time
All
for.
right.
Bye.
My stomach is rumbling. I gotta go. Bye.